in America, we are white. We are white. Our moms are white, our dads are black, so we are white, but we can't carry that image.
I'm glad to have you, amazing viewer. I came across these few clips on my For You page on TikTok, and I would want us to look at them together and let's discuss. Check this.
I just wish the black woman knew, like, you don't gotta wear wigs to be beautiful. You don't have to wear eyelashes to be beautiful. Like, eyebrows. Like, you don't need all that. You're beautiful, like, just the way you are. And that's not black girl magic either. Black girl magic is natural. Like, it looks way better.
Yeah. I also think that they've talked themselves into, and they can't talk themselves out of, I think they know that being natural and being with no makeup and all this stuff is beautiful, but they've been told and they've been shown, like, this is beautiful.
They've just been shown
they can't
over
get
and over.
And they just want to fit in. They just want to fit in.
That's true.
I mean, that's what everybody's doing, right?
Because even like we've never grown up with wigs. We've never grown up with fake eyelashes. And in our minds, we know natural. You know, we know
We've
it's
always
beautiful.
been natural, right?
We know we know it's the way to go. But we're still affected by it. We're still like.
And
but am I enough?
imagine if we hadn't grown up this way, how affected we'd be by it. Like if it was our moms doing it, or our sisters, or our best friend at school, like that would be. How do you even fight that alone?
What he is and what he is not to me, because we don't have any relationship or no prior knowledge. But I can say from what I sense and what I feel of him, that Mr. Trump is
look at the kids, all biracial, all of them.
I believe that he is a boss, and I believe also that bosses and the behaviors of bosses can be conflated with racism in the day and age in which we live.
Now, I know that I just gave y'all quite a few clips to watch and ingest, but I think that they're all important. I went down this little rabbit hole of trying to, you know, just see what's going on. Because, yes, I understood that they were all somehow randomly biracial. So from what I've gathered, basically it's a group of black men and their biracial babies. All of the children are biracial. I think I saw one young adult female that did not appear to be biracial, but when it comes to mixing, sometimes you can get more white or more black, so it's hard to say. But from what it looks like is a group of black men, because the young lady said that they're not Mennonite, they're not Amish. What it looks like is a group of black men impregnated a bunch of white women and created this organization, this group, their own sect or whatever, but loosely based on Mennonite and Amish and the way they dress and carry themselves and how they believe that the roles of men and women and blah, blah. But they're also, in a very weird way, pro-black. Because the last one of him preaching was about black, their thing is called like Black Excellence. That's like the name of their church or some shit. And while the men feel like they should be with white women, they didn't say that, but the fact that they're all with white women. When the young lady was talking about dating, this is the clip where she was talking about that she's white, and he's like, no, you're not. You're black. Like, he's trying to force on them that they are black when they've never experienced what it's like to be a black woman, truly, because the entire community does not have a fully black woman in it, right? So he's pushing his daughters towards, or the young lady, I don't know if that they're his or not, he's pushing them towards marrying a black man, even though none of the men and the women in the community got with black women. So it's almost like they understand that now if they're biracial children then turn around and get with white men, this black excellence, that community that they have built, is gone. And I think it's funny that they sit around and talk about black women. So all the ideas and impressions that these young ladies have about black women are from these black men who do not date, marry, impregnate black women. It's from a group of men who saw it in their best benefit to create a community of nothing but biracial children and then call it Black Excellence. So now you have these young ladies on a podcast bashing black women when they have never, ever experienced what it is like to actually be a black woman, truly. in America's world in this day and age, because they've been raised under this organization, under this little umbrella, under their ideologies. So everything that they're getting about Black women is what they get from the media, and is what they get from their white moms and their Black dads who don't like Black women. So everything that they have been fed about Black women is coming from those sources. In another video, they talk about Sexy Red and how Sexy Red is the image of Black women. But in another clip, they were speaking about Kamala Harris, and I believe they insulted her when they called her unintelligent. So on one hand, you're saying that Sexy Red is the image of Black women, but Kamala Harris is unintelligent, and Donald Trump is a boss. You see how that all goes? So they're a group of biracial, Donald Trump loving Republicans who thinks Kamala Harris is unintelligent, Sexy Red is the image of Black women, and Black women don't know that they look good without weaves and wigs. And mind you, they don't have interactions with Black women.
And in our minds, we know natural, we know
We've
it's
always
beautiful.
been natural, right?
We know it's the way to go. But we're still affected by it. We're still like,
And
but am I enough?
imagine if we
You
hadn't
know?
grown
This is not an honest conversation. And honestly, the privilege is showing. And if you really care to have healthy discourse about this, since Black women are the center of your conversation, make sure that y'all all don't look the same. Yes, you all don't look the same. And also have people on different sides of the aisle to have that discourse that is needed, because there's a lot of nuance that is missing. First things first, I'm an esthetician and I specialize in corrective skincare. So I focus on acne, pigment, aging, things of that nature. And I say that to say that a lot of people are not just married to the idea of makeup just because they feel like it. Acne is one of the most common skin conditions in the United States of America. It affects 80 million people annually. Excuse me. So the cases that I see, that I deal with, are extremely severe. Acne is painful. It leaves extra pigment. It leaves scarring, indentation. So people are wearing that because it is affecting their confidence. So when we think about natural, for some people dealing with that, which none of you guys have, which I can see, that's a different ball game. And no one, especially you guys, don't have the space nor agency to tell people how to dictate their lives when it comes to dealing with skin conditions. How about melasma? Melasma is a hormonal, it can be sun-induced, it can be immune-induced pigment condition that leaves a dark pigment mask all over your face. Should people just accept that? Again, you guys are projecting your beliefs and your morals on people when you don't even have the full picture. And that, to me, is not fair. And I really want to talk about hair for a second, because this is a conversation that kind of triggers me a little bit. Because there are women, right? There are Black women that do not look like you. They look like me or darker, that have coarser hair texture. The reason why the Crown Act was created, because women with my hair texture, and we wear it in its natural state, we can't even get a job, right? We'll get discriminated. We'll get fired. Hell, in Texas, you can't even wear locks because you may not cross the stage at your high school graduation, or you may get kicked out or expelled. These are present day issues. And if you want to talk about hair loss, I'm going to talk about me for a second, because I am dealing with hair loss. And this is the reason why I wear wigs. I wish I could wear my hair in its natural state. And so many of my clients that are under the care of a physician to try to figure out what's going on with their hair. No, it's not traction alopecia from years of wearing wigs and braids and weave. No, a lot of hair loss issues are rooted in hormonal changes or something that's going on that is immune related. So again, when we have these conversations, we have to be honest about what is actually happening and what people are experiencing. But to me, it seems like you guys didn't care about that type of dialogue, because you would have made sure that you would have people on opposite sides of the aisle that believe the way that that believe differently from the way that you believe, that dress differently, and also live their lives differently. Yes, I truly believe that makeup should be an accessory, not a necessity. But I also understand and I empathize with people who are experiencing certain issues with their hair and their skin, regardless if they're black, because a whole lot of white women, a whole lot of Asian women, a whole lot of Hispanic and Latino do the same thing. Do I need to give a history lesson on why we started out wearing wigs? And never mind. The Crown Act was enough. At the end of the day, I need us to do full research and make sure that we're open and large-minded if we're going to have these conversations, and make sure that the people that you're having these conversations with are not parrots, that are not going or you're in an echo chamber where you're just going to hear yourself sound the same and you think that you're automatically right, when you are offending a lot of people because of the conditions that they are dealing with, and they're doing the best that they can to cope with it and to make themselves feel better about themselves. So I hope that brought some insight a little bit. But again, I think we need to be a little bit open and large-minded in order to come to an understanding about why other people are doing things differently than you are.
Y'all, I think Dr. Umar is right. Let me explain. So after the election, I don't know if y'all remember, but there was an interview with an Asian dude and a white guy who voted for Trump. And the Asian guy asked the white guy, hey, why did you vote for Trump? And the white guy's response was that he wants to basically keep the white race growing, and he doesn't want the white race to decline by population and numbers. And that really opened my mind to think a little bit more, because when I'm thinking, you want the white race to grow, I'm thinking, okay, white people are going to have more kids. White people are going to be the ones, since, mainly white people voted for Trump. I mean, they're going to be the ones wanting to have the babies the most. I mean, they voted against abortion. I'm assuming that they're wanting to have the kids the most. But it's not that simple. Let me tell y'all something. They have been putting lately, and this is lately what I've been seeing, they have been putting the black and white relationship dynamic in the media so bad, in the music videos, the movies, the commercials, everything. And it just seems to me like they're going to try to eliminate our race over a course of generations. So basically, think about it like this. Say a black man or a black woman get in a relationship with a white man or a white woman, right? And the white woman or the black woman ends up getting pregnant, having a baby, a mixed baby. That baby then grows up and ends up, if they normalize it so much, the baby is going to grow up and be, most likely end up with a white partner. It's very likely, y'all. So he's not eliminating the bloodline that raised him. He's going to eliminate the black bloodline that's coming after him. So it would not be that way if he was getting in the relationship with a black person, or she was getting in a relationship with a black man. It would be like slowly erasing our race, if that makes sense. Like, if white people are going to keep making decisions that keep us outnumbered by them. Because I don't know if y'all know this or not, but all of the colored people in the entire globe, it is like so many times more than the amount of white people and Europeans on the globe. Like, I need y'all to understand, we outnumber them globally, yes, but not nationally, not here in the US. So if they say we can't beat and kill them and we can't lock all of them up in jail, so the easiest way to keep them outnumbered is to make them erase their own race. Y'all, this unlocks so much in me mentally, because it makes me think like a lot of the stuff that we argue about be propaganda. Like, we sit up here and like black men sit up here and talk about how they don't like black women. They only like white girls. Y'all, all of this stuff is very much planned. It is not like, it's not just put in place like that by accident. When you see a majority of black women on TV, even Tyler Perry movies, there's gonna be a terrible black woman stereotype, a dangerous black woman stereotype that they're pushing on that exact show or movie or commercial. Like, they push the stereotypes that black women are too masculine, black men are too feminine. They push these things onto us so that we can date other races and eventually erase our own race in the meantime, over generations, y'all. And it's crazy because ignorant people do not think that deeply into it. They're just like, well, I mean, it's okay to have a white partner. It's okay if, you know, my partner's not black. Yes, it is okay, but you do not realize the generational impact that is going to come from that. That's why I say Dr. Umar not wrong about everything he's saying. He's Pan-African, trying to keep up the population of black people, and black people are listening to media and mainstream stuff and TV, and it's making us not want each other, so that we end up getting with other races, having babies by those other races. Those babies end up having babies by those races as well, and our community and our population eventually gets wiped out. This is not far-fetched. I'm not reaching, y'all. This is actually how they're gonna try and wipe our race out. Like, if you want to outnumber people, you have to outsmart them. And they are outsmarting us, putting all of these interracial relationships, throwing them in our faces, putting them all on TV, putting them all on social media every time you scroll. Like, it's not by accident, it's by design. So think about it like this. If we have police brutality killing our people, the baby daddies are often their baby mamas. These are black people. Black on black crime, along with interracial relationships. This is how they're gonna wipe us out, with those 4 things. The easiest one being the interracial relationships and making us date other people and have babies by other races so that we eventually wipe our race out.
I hope this video was an eye-opening to you, as it was for me. If you're black watching this, if you're mixed, what's your perspective on race? What do you think about this entire video? There's a lot of things to elaborate right here, and I don't want to make a wrong judgment. So I will let you leave your thoughts in the comment section. If you're well informed about this, let's interact in the comment section. Prompt us in the comment section so that you can have a good conversation down there. I appreciate that you watched to this extent. Don't hesitate to share this video to your loved ones, and also, yeah, subscribe to the channel if these are the types of videos that I would want to see, and even more. Goodbye for now. Appreciate you.